Hey, I'm Danny Surname, and recently I saw the National Theatre's production of Everyman through an NTL broadcast. It was great, so I wish I'd seen it live, but I didn't. So I could do an ordinary review and tell you how great it was and all the awesome and less awesome bits that were involved with the great show, but I'm a university student, so no, we're going to analyse this, and we're going to analyse it in the context of the changing world that we live in. The resources that I'm pulling on for this video is what I can remember from learning about medieval morality plays in my A-levels. It wasn't that long ago, but it feels like it was, so let's hope I can remember more than I think. I also saw a DVD production by Splendid Productions of Everyman, which was great. If you ever get a chance to see that, then do. It's awesome. I will include a link in the description box. And of course, National Theatre Live's production of Everyman, which is still playing. So if you're interested in that after the end of this video, then also in the description. So for a little bit of context about Everyman, it's a medieval morality play, if you didn't already know. And medieval morality plays were invented back in the medieval age in order to educate the public masses. Mostly they were used to impart religious knowledge, or at least teachings that were based on religion, so how to be a good person, how not to sin, how to get to heaven. And Everyman is an example of these generic type plays that taught people how to be better people. If you don't know the concept of Everyman, it's basically about one guy who's selected to represent the whole of humanity and go and apologize and be forgiven for the sins of humanity in front of God. So you can see how this play was used in order to teach people that maybe sinning, not a good thing, be good people. I was really excited when I heard that the National Theatre was going to do a production of Everyman because of what I knew about it from before, and because I hoped that they would do something modern with it. It's kind of been my dream for a while to do a modern day production of a medieval morality play. To write one, that's for another video, but I love medieval morality plays, and I love the concept of making that applicable to how we live today, which I very much feel that the National Theatre did. And they did that by taking every character in the play and giving them an individualized life. They weren't the stock characters from the original play, but they were 3D characters with their own traits, their own lives, personalities, and backstories. For example, God and Death were some of the most specified characters in the play. God was a cleaner, and Death was some guy with such a sadistic sense of humor in a biohazard suit. They clearly had their own sort of backstories, and that was great. And I think it was a lot more engaging for theatre audiences today because of the theme of individualism, because we're so much more individualized in society. In the days of medieval morality plays, people were a lot more community-based. They lived in bigger groups, they moved around in bigger groups, and I think they relied on each other a lot more. Whereas in today's society, we live so much more cut off from each other, and we praise individualism. We strive to not be the same as the people that we are sharing life with. We don't want to be like our friends. We don't want to be like our parents. We constantly want to be an individual person, to be represented as an individual. So for Carol Ann Duffy to rewrite the play with all of the characters in it being individuals, it became a lot more applicable to how we live life today. It became a lot more relatable for who we are, which meant that the original play and what it was meant for, to be applicable to people, to reach out to as many people, still worked, but in a modern day concept. I wasn't sure that I liked the individualizedness of the play until I started thinking about it in the context of who we are in today's society, and now I'm just like... The summary of what I want to say about this production is that it's a great example of how theatre can be adapted to be as relevant today as it was when it was originally written. Just to round off the end of the video, Everyman was awesome, the visuals were great, the sound was amazing, they had a lot of ensemble work that really gelled well together. It is still playing at the National Theatre, so if you want to get tickets, go do it. There you go, there's my thoughts about individualism, the changing world that we live in, and how theatre is great when you make it relevant to the people who are watching it. Give me an ego boost, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.